All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Brady Klotz filling in for Scotty today for coffee and handicapping at Del Mar. How are you guys doing today? So we got a bunch of people in the chat. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulties getting my mic hooked up, but thanks for everybody that's hanging in there with us and wanting to spend the early afternoon going over the Del Mar card and what's up this weekend. So, hey, Greg, how's it going? Hey, Cindy, Randy, Anthony, Kevin, Greg, how are you guys doing today? Man, I just got back from Del Mar on Monday morning, and so went out to see Scotty and Justin, and had a great 4 days out at Del Mar, and took the red eye back in Indiana now for a few days, and getting ready for the Arlington Million. It's going to be one of the last Arlington Millions, unfortunately, and so we're going up there on Saturday, and definitely going to have as much fun as we can and do it one more time. So if anybody's going to be up there, let us know. We'd love to meet you guys and love to connect up there. Lexi, how's it going? So it's nice to have some racing back. We got Saratoga taken care of yesterday. Some crazy things happening out there. You got Pratt back in Del Mar this week riding for some nice Peter Miller mounts before he flies to Chicago to ride who I think is the best turf horse in America, domestic spending. All right, you guys playing Del Mar and Saratoga today? Let's get started with Del Mar. I stayed up really late last night handicapping, and so I got Saratoga taken care of for Saturday. Me and Justin are going live later tonight at 9 Eastern. So you'll definitely want to catch us on Action Hour tonight at 9 Eastern as well. And we'll be going over the Arlington card and the 4-star Dave. And today I'm going to cover Del Mar with you guys. And so let's keep the chat going, guys. We can talk a little Arlington, a little Saratoga as well. 8-race card here at Del Mar today. A lot of claiming races. And so we're going to see if we can maybe put together some tickets for you guys and maybe get some winners here. To pad the bankroll for the weekend, because we know the big races are coming, guys. Yeah, Kevin, they canceled the Indiana Grand card today. It's 95 degrees. It's hot up here. After the show today, I lost a tree in my front lawn, and so yesterday a storm went through and completely leveled my tree, and so I've got to get the chainsaw going and get that thing out and taken care of before who knows what. Yeah, Lee, I like that idea. I love pick threes. As Scotty and Justin and Greg know, that's my favorite bet, rolling pick threes. I'm not a big pick six, pick five guy because I find it hard to really string together 4 or 5 races in a sequence or even 6 that all line up to my handicapping. But I can really find those daily doubles and pick threes that you can kind of run the table on, and the payouts are not bad. And you can single a lot more often and really press your opinions, where I think oftentimes in pick fives, we find ourselves spreading in legs that we just have no idea. And, that's one thing that EquinEdge has made me a better player is in the pick fives, because there'd be a lot of those maiden legs that I really, from a pedigree standpoint to a class perspective to who's going to do the real running, I wasn't sure, and I was hitting a lot of all buttons, and tickets were getting expensive, $150, $200 for pick fives. Whereas with the tool, I've been able to really narrow down a lot of those maiden races to 3 or 4 deep and keep my tickets around 50 or 60 bucks for a pick five. So yeah, let's go over some rolling pick threes today and some ticket ideas. I love that idea. That's a great one. Let's start with race 1 at Del Mar here. I just got on the system here and plugged in $60 for a pick five. What we're going to do is we're going to change that. I like the pick 3 ideas. But let's see if we can maybe for 50 cents, we'll put a $12 budget in like Lee was requesting and see if we can get some winners for him here. Scratches should already be out at Del Mar, I believe. And if they're not, we may have to adjust as time goes on today. But let's go ahead and handicap this race. We've got going a mile and a maiden claimer 40, 3-year-olds and up for $31,000 on the dirt. Okay, and so these are a lot of horses that or have run, have not really picked up their feet. A lot of them are coming out of maiden special class and dropping down to maiden claiming for the first time. And some of them have been at this claiming rank for a while. And so it's going to be like, okay, is this their time? Or, are we still going to be waiting before we break this maiden? And so, some of these races are on the lower level can be very tough. As you can see from the win percentages, we've got 7 all the way up to 30%. Only a 6-horse field, but, nobody's really standing out. The 2 standing out a little bit here, raised before the flop. It's the Top Scotty pick. It's the EE Morning Line favorite. And the strength of races that he's coming out of is about average. But as you can see, this field is full of class droppers. This race's average SOR is a 40. And all of these horses coming into this race have raced in way better. So that tells me that this is a strong maiden claimer compared to maybe some other ones that we'll see out at Del Mar. And so, if we look at the one here, the Scotty Longshot Gone Rogue, this horse has been racing in no less than 50 SORs. And so this is a major drop for this horse. And he's getting back onto the dirt for the first time since his maiden start. And so what we look for is these horses, even though they're dropping in class, were they getting bet before? And did they do any real running when it really mattered in the stretch? And so as we'll see, this horse, no impact, no rally, has a few excuses, no response. And I really don't like seeing those treble trip notes. And, they tried blinkers, they tried Lasix, and the horse just still continues to lose ground in the stretch. I mean, there's one instance that I can see here, just 2 back at Golden Gate on the synthetic, that he even gained anything in the stretch. And so I think Kyle Fry's riding really well. But, this horse, if I had to swallow 5-1 on him, he's bred for the dirt. That's what we could say. If we go back here and look at GSR Plus, he's bred for the dirt. And he ran okay on the synthetic, but 75 on the dirt versus 69 on the turf. So I think we could see a little improvement here from the 1. But like I said, I want to see a horse that does some actual real running. Let's look at the 2. This is definitely going to be your favorite, just from a connections play. You get Pratt, who 25%, gosh, it seems like he's winning everything. And Peter Miller, who at this claiming level is absolutely dangerous. You've got this horse has shown, a little bit of dirt form in his 2 starts, maiden special, coming out of a 46 and a 48 SOR, but really no rally in the stretch run either for this horse. And so from a connection standpoint, this is definitely going to be the favorite. Let's look at the 3 here, all about the money with Ricardo Gonzalez. Into Mischief, who definitely likes sprinting, can go 2 turns. This horse has had a lot of chances. And they dropped him down to maiden 75 last time out, lost by 15 lengths. One of those horses that really isn't picking up his feet either. GSR's kind of in the middle. He's okay. Let's look at the 4 here. Jessica Pfeiffer, Peter. This is the horse that I think could be dangerous, possibly. Jessica is known to take horses onto the lead and get the lead at all cost. And she does a great job of that. I think she's one of the best gate riders in the country right now, in getting a horse out of the gate and into the race early. Let's look at the 5 here. Mongolian Ford, Shackelford, Edwin Maldonado. This horse also shows speed. Okay. If we look at his effort 2 back, that was going a mile on the dirt at Santa Anita and $100,000 maiden claimer. And the horse has experience on the front end. I think that this horse could do some damage here. And then we'll look at the 6 Direct Line. This is another Urton horse. And so you get Tyler Bays here. Horses coming out of bouncing back and forth between maiden special weight and maiden claimer. And so there's a lot of uncertainty here. The horse can show speed. Which of the 2 Urton horses? Let's see here. That one's a little bit of a morning line favorite. I think what they liked is he was coming out of a little bit better class level here. Let's see what the ticket generator says. For $12, it wants to use as many as possible in this leg and then single in the next. What I like here is, what do you guys like? I know Alec likes the 5. Cindy says that the 2 is a play against. I would agree, Cindy, because we're not really seeing anything dominant here. If I'm going to single a horse, I want that win percentage to be a little bit higher. Okay. I want there to be a huge GSR difference or a major class difference. And so I think people are betting this 2 on the merit of Flavian Pratt and Peter Miller being so good in the claiming game. I don't want to get beat by this 2, but I definitely want to make sure that this horse doesn't beat me. Hey, Ross, how's it going? Soli's here. Junior's here. Junior, he wants to know how we did at Del Mar last week. Yeah. Oh, we crushed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Villadera took it all back on Sunday, unfortunately, up at the Spa. But no, it was great. We saw some really good racing and some controversial stewards calls. Ruth Rispoli in the stretch with Drayden. You guys see that replay? It was in the stakes race on Sunday, and huge implications for the pick 5 and the pick 6 there. So yeah, we're gonna be rolling pick 3s all day long, baby. Alec, nice profile picture there. All right. Okay, so who are we gonna use in this first leg? I really think you want to use the horses that are going to show speed here. So I'm going to use the 4 roadside, and then I'm also going to use the other Urton horse in direct line. Okay, I'm going to use the 2 and defensively. And do we give the Scotty Long shot another try here? I don't know. The GSR says we should, so I'm going to throw the 6 in there as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to toss this and lock this down. Okay, we're going to go to leg 2 now. All right, now we've got a 5 furlong maiden claimer, 3-year-olds and up on the turf. And the system initially wanted to single the 6 here, but now we're going 3 and 6 here with the ticket generator. Let's look at this race here. The first thing I like to do, and Scotty taught me this, is when you're using the system, use it as elimination tool as well. Okay, so I can see right off the bat that this 5 horse, Restoring Dreams, is 3% and a 30-1 morning line. Okay, coming out of races that are 48 and 52 SOR, and he still can't win. For me, this is an automatic toss. So this makes it easier. And I remember handicapping in the past when we didn't have this tool, that I would look at that horse because I didn't want to miss anything. You know, say his morning line was, 10-1, I'm going to look at that horse. But EE has it 30-1. I don't even need to. So that saves me so much time in our busy lives. Okay, so let's look at the top Scotty pick here, Grit and Courtesy. This is Peter Miller, Flavian Pratt again. So obviously, this horse is going to be the favorite, 9-5 morning line, and has a couple of turf starts up at Santa Anita. Actually ran in a grade 2. Wow. That was the grade 2 Eddie D back in September of 2020, and sat mid-pack and then, gained for 3rd. So not a bad effort, especially at a 74 SOR. What has happened to that horse since is they've dropped him a little bit in class, and he just hasn't performed. So then they tried this horse on the dirt at Del Mar last fall, didn't pick up his feet at all, and then they sent him to Oaklawn and really, ran kind of the same, no real movement in the stretch at all. And so now we're going back to the turf, and let's look at GSR Plus on this horse. He's a 68 on the turf and a 69 on the dirt. And the longer, the better for this horse is what it looks like to me. When I'm handicapping and I see a horse making a surface change, I'm looking a lot of times at the top numbers here, his turf number in total or his dirt number in total, to see if a horse is going to like or dislike a surface, or if he can or cannot run on one or the other. Okay, and then I'll narrow it down to the distance. Okay, and sometimes when you get a race, let's say like a 5 furlong, and he's a 76 going 6, I still think that means, okay, this horse can sprint. I don't necessarily just look at the 59 as an end all, because he's still a 68 on the turf. And if he goes a half a furlong more or a full furlong more, he's a 17-point jump. And so I look at that as valuable information. So let's see if we can get anybody to beat this 6 here. Let's look at the 4 Psycho Dar. This is a horse that definitely shows some speed. You get Ricky Gonzalez for Kristen Mulhall, who's sneaky good as a trainer. And now this horse is cutting back to 5 furlongs. And let's look at the previous races here, going 6 and 6.5 up at Santa Anita. And if you guys have been following racing for a few years, you know that Santa Anita put in a new turf chute this year. And so it's 6.5 furlongs, and it's kind of an awkward distance because they have to cross over the dirt track from the turf to get back to the turf. and it worries me every single time. But anyway, it makes it for a little bit different type of a race setup. And a lot of these sprint races that I play throughout the year are 5 furlongs down at Gulfstream Park. And so you've got a furlong and a half less. I think speed is all that much more important in these 5 furlong races than it is in the 6.5 ones, where your horse can break, have a little bit of trouble, and still not be out of the race. Whereas if you have any trouble with the break in these 5 furlong sprints, good luck to you. What I like to see here is the switch back to 5 furlongs for Psycho Dar. I see at 6.5 that he shows speed, can go and grab the lead, and then fades a little bit coming down the stretch. Maybe 6.5 is just a little too long for him. If we go back to the fall of last year, September, October, and November, he has a first, and a third at 5 furlongs. Then what they do is they take him over to the dirt. The dirt worked out one time, then back to the turf, and they stretched him out. And none of these stretch out distances, you see, he was a little bit better at 6 furlongs than he was at 6.5. And so this is a horse where, maybe he's a 5 furlong specialist. Ian Glass, Giovanni Franco here. All right, coming out of a couple of turf sprints. With class level being a little bit lower when he got his win, but hey, I really don't want to discount anybody for dropping down to get a win. Horse show speed is going to be up front there as well. Let's look here. Let's go to the 2, Baristan the Bold from Great Britain. This horse ships over, and usually with these European horses, they either win first time out, or they take a while to get going, or they just show no reason for improvement. They had high hopes for this horse. Grade 2 back in December. Was that right around, what would that have been? The Malibu at Santa Anita? I think it was a couple days after the Malibu. And put him in a grade 2. Didn't break. Rallied in the stretch. That was going a mile on the turf. They sent him out for a mile again in allowance, 4 years and up. Did a little bit better, but still got out kicked in the stretch. And then they sent him up to a grade 3 sprint, and he really was no factor at all. And so what is this horse? What does he actually have? This is out of the Mark Glatz barn, who is absolutely on fire right now. Abel Cedillo is riding really good. I don't really know what to do with this horse, because I think this is one of those where you either believe that he's a monster, just hasn't shown it yet, or you leave him off the ticket. And man, he's coming out of some strong races. But like we said, even in those strong races, you want to see horses that are actually running. And then we've got Rispoli on the 1, McWhirter for Doug O'Neill. Doug's been struggling a little bit, 13%. I really like Golden Sense for sprinters. I really like that. Revelli he has Angel Sense. Was one of my favorite sprinters earlier this year that I got to see at Gulfstream, and then came out and won a race out west not too long ago. This horse is going to show speed on the inside, and they've stepped this horse up, and I believe this horse has been getting better. As a 4-year-old, and so if we look at 3 back, he was bet heavily. Broke from the 3, went to the lead, and then sustained the whole way around against a 42 group, steps up and does it again against a 56, and then they step him up to a 66, and he just wasn't fast enough. He was checked at the turn, faded. So let's absolutely excuse this last effort. And the workouts have been very good. I expect this horse to show some speed here. I don't necessarily want to single the 6. I definitely want to use the 1. It's our top GSR play. And so you can't ignore that, especially at the claiming level. And then I think we're probably going to have to decide maybe one more. I think we would go with the 3, Ian Glass here with Giovanni Franco, or the 4, Psycho Dar. I'm going to go with the 4, Psycho Dar. So I think this is 146 all day long. And we're going to have to make sure we keep the ticket affordable. Wish we could take everyone, but we can't. Okay, let's go to the last leg here of this early pick 3. Cindy, you said watch out for the 2. What did you like for the 2 there? Just because it hasn't shown the major form yet since he's been shipped over? Or tell us, what did you like about the 2? Junior thinks the 3 and the 6 will be in the exacta. Yeah, the two is it's one of those horses where what was that Brendan Walsh horse that came over? Ocean, no, not Ocean Air. It was Ocean Atlantique. And that horse still hasn't run well. And he was very overhyped coming from overseas. And so these horses, I give them a shot or two, and then they're dead to me at the end of the day because they're going to continue burning money, and I will accept getting beat by them because I just don't think that they add value on the ticket. I think they get way over bet. And we've seen 3 tries now, and even though they were stepping it up into great class levels like grade 2 and grade 3, they still didn't do any running, and so it just wasn't impressive for me. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I think we can use the 1 and the 6 in leg 2 if we needed to get even skinnier. But let's look at race 3. This is a 5.5 furlong dirt sprint, maiden claiming again. So these are some low-level races, and they can be tough for 2-year-old fillies. And so let's look here from a GSR play. The 2's the top GSR. Okay, 4-1 morning line. Carlos Ortega, okay. We're looking, seeing who I can eliminate. We're going to get rid of the 9 there right away. I always click on these horses. I'm going to get rid of the 4. I always look because the morning line's 5-1, and then the EE 7-1. So just because the horse is 3%, that's just on the win. That doesn't mean that this horse can't hit the board. And so be careful when you're eliminating those horses, because when you're generating an exacta or a trifecta ticket, that's a horse that maybe is not a win contender, but someone who can definitely pick up the pieces late and try to get into the money. You get Rispoli for Bob Hess. Top Scotty pick is the 3 here, Jacondra's Devil. Okay, 1 start at Del Mar, broke out, angled in. We're going 5 furlongs in the dirt, so had a few excuses. Great workout last time out, gets McCarthy. Man, McCarthy, he could use a break or a win. I think he's having a baby here soon, but was riding really good at Laurel and the Maryland tracks. Then went to New York, was riding okay, and then has come out west. And we're kind of still waiting for the breakthrough for Trevor. So hopefully he keeps on keeping on. Let's look at the 5 horse here. Super Renee, Kristen Muhall, Jessica Pfeiffer. Okay, Windstar Farm. Always love seeing those silks. So this was 1 out of Super Saver. Okay. The thing that we have to determine a lot is, what are these horses meant for? Some trainers will give them a race. And if they win, they win. If they hit the board, they hit the board. If they don't run, they don't run, just for fitness as well. And so you always have to try to be careful. Is this horse meant to go 2 turns like a classic distance one day? Or is it going to be a true sprinter? Espinosa, I'm going to get rid of this 1. My Sweet Mary. Okay, Tyler Bays. This horse has 2 tries and has gone really wide and not really picked up her feet late. Okay, I don't really see anything that's exciting me about that horse either. The 8 here, Emily. Scotty Longshot. I think this 5 is super live. I really do. From a connection standpoint in play, I like how they're going to Jessica here. It must be a speed horse. Yes, Ronnie, Pratt is back at Del Mar now. He won 3 stakes races at Saratoga over the weekend. And I mean, if I was him, how long do you stay in California if you're Flavian? I mean, I'm glad that we have him out there, and it's great for the circuit, but I think he's the best jockey in the country right now. And I was all over Irad Ortiz Jr. for holding that for the last 3 years. But New York is super competitive, and I think the purses are very big in New York. So who knows? I'm sure there's probably people in Flavian's ear every single day, trying to say, "Hey, come out east, ride with our guys." And if Flavian was riding out east, I think he'd be the leading rider right now, because every time they ship him over there, he wins stakes races. And he's not really picking up a lot of odd mounts, because a lot of those mounts are made well in advance with the jockeys' agents. And so, he's coming out to ride a few big races, and then he goes right back. Yeah. Yeah, we got Luis Saez and Flavian Pratt that are going to go to Arlington on Saturday. Ryan Moore is going to be there as well. And so we've got some top-class jocks coming in. That's also a good point there, Ronnie. Pratt's got first call for anybody out west, and it's kind of nice. You show up, you win 4 or 5 on the card, and you go home. And yeah, no, I agree. So maybe he likes being the big fish in a small pond. The weather is perfect in Southern California. When I was packing last week, I looked at the forecast, and it was 73 degrees for 3 days straight. And I was at the track it depended on the days. I got there early one of the days at like 6, but I would get to the track about 9 a.m. because that would give me an hour to finish my handicapping for Saratoga before it went at 1 Eastern time, 10 Pacific. And so I like going to the track, guys, and I can't get enough of it. 4 days in a row of being out there and living it all up. Okay, so the system likes I think I've got to add the 5 in here as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to leg number 2, and I'm going to eliminate the 4 horse. Okay, and then I'm going to use the 5, the 3, and the 6 here. Okay. So that's the early pick 3 ticket that I'm going to play. And what we do is we hope that we can, get a decent price in leg number 1. And then we've got Pratt and Rispoli in leg 2, turf sprint. Nobody's riding better than those two on turf sprints, especially. And then we've got some nice coverage with, the 2 major players. And then I think the WinStar first-time starter that could be live. So there's a $12 ticket. Maybe we can get 4 or 5 to 1 on a ticket like this for 50 cents. That'd be the goal there. All right, including the 8 for third. Why do you include the 8 for third? As far as the third choice, because it's a Scotty long shot. We looked at he's a Scotty long shot, but Emily she's having a little bit of trouble down at Del Mar. She was lights out at Santa Anita, so we're kind of still waiting for her to break through down at Del Mar. The connection's, a little bit light on the win percentage. And the reason why I'm not using it is because the EE morning line is 20 to 1. And so, you've got 15 to 1. I usually like to see some improvement off of that track morning line. And so if this EE morning line was down around 8 to 10 to 1, I'd probably be using this horse. But as we know, the 5 can't be the Scotty long shot. The 5 is the morning line favorite. Okay. And the 3 and the 6 hit the other criteria, for the top 2 Scotty picks. So I think, somebody's got to be the Scotty long shot in every single race. And it just so happens to be the 8 here. And I think it makes sense, but not from a win perspective. Okay. Saratoga's fired up, guys. My gosh, it's already 1:15. So I'm going to have to check in to see. We'll have to check in at Saratoga throughout the day as well. Let's see here. The Spa. I was playing Saratoga yesterday, and I used the wrong Wesley Ward horse. You guys ever do that where your trainers have 2 in a race and the higher priced one wins? It seems like it's been clockwork this year with that happening. Okay, race 1. Saratoga is off. Looks like the Englehart horse won at 12 to 1 for Dylan Davis. Nice. Somebody finally beat Mike Maker. That has not happened very often this meet. Okay, let's go on to race 4, guys. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, refresh the screen. Good point, Ronnie. So I've had this conversation with a number of people about riding styles and fitting a jockey to a horse. And so Irad, he doesn't go wire to wire very often. I can only think of a handful of horses that he even takes to the front. He likes to stalk the pace. He likes to sit mid-pack on just about everybody. And that's why I think it's so important to choose the right type of rider for your horse. And so a rider like Luis Saez is a guy who is not scared of going to the front Even Irad's brother Jose does a very nice job of getting to the front and not looking back. Joel sometimes, I feel like Joel's the opposite of Irad. I don't want Joel sitting mid-pack on any horse. I want Irad there, but I want Joel, if he's in first or he's in last, on the lead or coming from the back of the pack. Let's look at that race at Spa, see if we could have gotten to that horse. That was race 1. Scotty Longshot. Oh my God. How did we not bet that? Okay. So Scotty Longshot, obviously, I don't know the exact percentages off the top of my head of how often the horse like that wins, but especially a Scotty Longshot first-time starter, put in a couple of really good works, and my gosh, 12-1. So if you see the EE morning line on this horse was 7-1. And so a lot of times you can say, all right, I'm finding actual value there. Wow, nice job. Anybody who had that one? Did anybody have that? Let us know if you did. All right, let's get back to Delmar, guys. This is my first time actually hosting. Usually Justin controls the screen and I blab, but now I get to do both. So, all right, let's go here. Now we've got a main special rate for $70,000. All right, we've got a race with some serious horses in it. Let's eliminate the people who we don't have a chance or we don't think have a chance. The 7 Peppermint Flirt, 2%, 21 EE morning line. No thanks. 30 GSR. I mean, I don't see anything much lower than that. Big Fame, eliminate. Not even going to think twice. Heaven's Ghost, quick click. No thanks. So we just eliminated 3 horses. Now we're handicapping a 6-horse field. Okay. Oh, Keith had win money on that? Nice. Nice job, Keith. There you go. I mean, it's a flat bet profit for betting the Scotty Longshot just to win. Just to win. Okay. Main special weight going a mile on the turf here. Let's see what horses maybe have some experience. So half the field has experience. Half the field are first-time starters. Okay. The top Scotty pick in the EE morning line favorite is coming from the dirt to the turf and is getting Pratt for the first time for Sadler. Okay. 2-year-old dirt race, 5 furlongs. Finished 5th, really didn't do much running. Let's see what this horse is bred for. And it looks like he could go on either surface. Yeah, the dirt numbers, it was lower going on the dirt than he is going a mile on the turf. So hopefully we'll see some improvement there. 2-1, man, we're swallowing quite a price here. Man. Okay, same thing for Warren Showgirl. This is Drayden, who actually won the stakes race on Sunday via disqualification. Some aggressive riding. Okay, no really picking up the feet on the dirt either. Was not bet last time out. GSR Plus is showing us that this horse is bred for both the turf and the dirt. You've got, man, the EE morning line is not liking it compared to the 6, but this horse is coming on a little bit of a tougher race. Okay, and we got the first-time starters for Redham Racing. Mario Gutierrez, Ben Cecil. Okay, let's look here. This 10 horse, this GSR is jumping on screen to me here. This 10. I think the 10 might be a player here. If I've got to take the 6, I've got to take the 10. Don't you guys agree? I think Warren Showgirl might be able to run a little bit on the turf, and I think Drayden's being aggressive. He was out in Kentucky for the summer and was riding the Churchill Downs meet, which was a little bit of a change of pace for him from California, and now he's coming back. And so I want to see Drayden take a few more steps forward in his riding career. Let's look at the 8 Ball Lass. Okay, Rispoli riding for Hansen. This is a first-time starter, and it's always hard to predict what to expect from these first-timers. What I want to make sure is that we're actually bred for doing this. And so when you're looking at a maiden race, you want to for sure figure out, do the horses that have experience blow me away? Like, okay, they got experience. They have 1 or 2 starts under their belt, and they have some excuses on why they didn't win, or are they just bad? And in that case, I look at the first-time starters a lot more. Okay, JJ Hernandez, who had a big weekend last weekend with Pratt out of town. This is another horse that's coming over from dirt to turf. Was off slow a little bit last time. Bred for the turf, which is good. I think he could go on either. And let's do another. Let's do a pick 5 ticket, but then we can split it up into some rolling pick 3s as we go, guys. Okay. Ticket generators looking at the 6 and the 10. Those are the two of the 3 first-time starters that are going from dirt to turf. And it just so happens that Flavien Prat is riding your 1 and Drayden Van Dyke's riding your 10. And so I looked at the first-time starters, and none of them really jumped out at the screen at me. And so I think as far as we go right now, unless we can't afford to later on, I think I just want to go with the 6 and the 10 here. I'm going to go with the horses with experience, and they're running at the same class level, changing surfaces for a reason, and we have to trust the trainers on that as well. Let's move to race number 5 here. This is going a mile, claiming 20,000 on the dirt. And we've got a 7-horse field. No real scratches today, which is kind of nice. Okay, and we've got a couple of horses that are sharing the 24% for win. That would be the 3 American Dancer, and then the 4 Invictatious. How do we say that one? And then we've got Pratt, that's kind of be riding maybe Next Revolt, which is a 4-1 morning line horse here. All right, this is another tough one because this is low level on the dirt. We got the 3 horse that might be a single. The more I look at this, look at his dirt performances. Gate to wire 2 back, going on the dirt against a 52 group, going a mile. Was properly bet down to favoritism. Why are they even trying this horse in the turf? Look at his turf starts. Let's see if the GSR Plus, if this horse, okay, he's a little bit worse in the turf than he is the dirt. He's a 69 going a mile on the dirt. And then on the turf, he's a 62. But if he's sprinting, he's going even lower. Whereas on the dirt, it makes a lot more sense for him here. 2-1. Oof, this is a good horse. Jose Valdivia Jr. riding for Simon Callahan. So what I want to see now is, wow, this is a dirt specialist. Are any of these other horses able to run on the dirt? And that answer is yes, the 7. Mile going in the dirt against a 54 group. Nice GSR for the dirt as well. And went gate to wire last time out. Not bad. You get Abel Cedillo riding, who's riding hot right now. He won the opener on Thursday when we were there. Riding a lot of Baffert horses too is Cedillo. He's getting a lot of these mounts. Let's see what GSR Plus is showing us here. Yes, definitely is okay running on the dirt over the turf. Okay. Now what I'm going to look at is, are there any threats that could possibly sneak up and ruin our day here in this 5th race? Horses coming out of Pleasanton. If anybody knows, what percentage are these horses winning at that are shipping out of Pleasanton down to Del Mar? Because I feel like when I was there for 4 days, I was trying to find these Pleasanton horses because they were running off the screen. But then when I played them on the ticket, they just didn't compare. They didn't have the same type of swag or mojo or firepower that they did up at Pleasanton and Golden Gate that they did down here. So I'm kind of anti these shippers right now, just based on current form. I agree, Patrick. The 3 definitely needs to be up front. And I think he will be. I think that the 3 is going to go get the lead. I think he's faster than the 7. I think he is. Especially if they look at the past performances and see how he won the last dirt race. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them run well. There's been a bunch from Pleasanton that have been running, but they haven't really been running that well. Yeah, Keith, they're not really winning. They're winning by 10 up at Pleasanton, but then when they're coming down here to Del Mar, it's a different story. And so I tried to put a few on my ticket last time, but it just wasn't working out for me. So here's the other thing that we've got to consider is we've got Valdivia. And, I mean, are we going to single Jose Valdivia Jr. at 8%? I mean, that's when you've got Pratt breathing down your neck, looking at a few of these other horses here that show speed, coming out of a 38 for a win, no thanks. Let's see here. Liam's primed. Horse really doesn't do any running here. I looked at the 1. What are your guys' thoughts here? It looks, I mean, I think you could single the 3, but I really don't want to, because I think that the 7, I think the 7's going to show some speed as well. And I think, I don't know who's faster. You know, this horse is coming off of the turf again and going back to the dirt, which I believe is the preferred surface. I'm going to use the 3 and the 7 here. I don't want to get beat by the 7. Okay, let's plug that in and lock it down. Rework this ticket as we go. I like just regenerating as we go, and because I don't really use the ticket generator as a end all, the ticket generator is going to be used as a tool for our handicapping, which is all these algorithms. They're all tools, and so how you use them is very important to your success as a handicapper and a horse player. We could talk handicapping all day long, but really ticket structure is just as, if not more important. And so how are we properly going to bet this to be able to make a nice profit? You know, a lot of us are really good handicappers. Very few of us are actually good bettors. And so we're going to do the best that we can to show you guys, you know, how to properly bet these things as well. I know, like everyone, we all get emotionally attached to certain horses. You know, mine's Raging Bull. So I gotta separate that sometimes. Okay, here we go. Let's look at race number 6. We've got an allowance optional claiming going 5 furlongs on the turf, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, and fireproof. 5-1 morning line favorite is the top Scotty pick, and shares top win percentage with the 9 Miss Carousel. And so let's dive into here. This is a 58 group, and so most of these horses have been tested at this level and have a lot of experience running turf sprints against great company like this as well. Rain Diva, look at this horse. Look at the speed that we're going to be shown here. And one thing I was noticing, guys, I know you're saying that you know, we can see a pace collapse. I saw 1 pace collapse in 4 days. So literally 40 races, and 1 race was a pace collapse last weekend. And that was it. And so at Del Mar, especially going 5 or 5.5, even if there are 3 speeds up front, sometimes we're seeing the speed just sustaining and continuing on. It's amazing how tight this track is right now. It's running very, very nice, but I do not want to be more than a length off the lead in any of these sprint races. Four's a major player here. I'm looking down to his past at going a little shorter, and it looks like 6 has been good for him, but maybe 5 is a little too sharp. You guys see this here? You know, in his starts at Del Mar going 5. This was against a little bit tougher of a group. Maybe he's just not keeping up. Whereas at 6, you know, the race is going to be run a little bit longer, 1 more furlong, and he's able to show more speed at 6 furlongs than he is at 5. And I think that this horse is a need the lead at all cost type. If you look at his 3 wins, all on the lead. And if you look at when he doesn't get the lead, he doesn't pass anybody. So this is a 1 pace type of horse. I'm going to probably be playing against this 4. He's not in the top Scotty picks either, and his EE morning line is slightly higher than his regular morning line. Yeah, so Cindy thinks that the speed's going to kill it in race 5. What I'm looking at there, Cindy, is I want a horse that's up front, even if there is a ton of speed here, because of how the track's been playing. And that's the reason why I want that. If we go back to race 5, you know, we're looking at some horses like American Dancer who have shown speed and won because they've cleared, and they've done that before. But if we look at the other horses here, I'm trying to figure out how could I find the one that's actually going to come from off the pace. You know, is it the 5? Is it the 4? I don't think it's the 6. So for me, I just thought that these 2 horses that were going to be out on to the front, you know, if there's only 2 horses that go, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a speed duel. because then, maybe they're setting moderate fractions on the front end too. And so, we really got to handicap the pace as well. All right, let's get back to the pick 5 here. Put on our budget. Okay, now we're on to race 6. Okay, Scotty be on the Delmar show today. Junior, no, me and Justin will be on later tonight talking about Arlington tonight at 9 Eastern. All right. Cindy's just playing Delmar today. I like that, Cindy. Stick to one track. It's we have all the capabilities to play every track in America on any given day, any time. But really, do you guys like that? I really like honing in for a meet on 1, maybe 2 tracks maximum. During the summertime is really the only time I'm playing 2 tracks. And so kind of how I space out the year is, our season starts, let's say, January 1st for the calendar year. I mean, really, from 2-year-olds, it's kind of starting all over again after the Breeders' Cup. But let's just say, January through March, I'm all about Gulfstream. And then I'll sprinkle a little Oaklawn in there. Just because, it's all dirt racing. It's kind of easier to get a handle on. You bet Diodoro and you bet Santana. I mean, that's pretty much it with Oaklawn. But after from January through Pegasus to Florida Derby and everything, then we move up to Keeneland for April. And then I'm on to the Triple Crown races. So, I got Churchill all of May, Pimlico for 1 day, and then I've got Belmont at the start of June. Then I take a break from about June, 8th until Saratoga and Delmar that happen right around July 15th. So from mid-July until Labor Day, I'm all over Saratoga. And then I have been playing Delmar a lot more this year than I have. And Delmar has actually been a really good meet for me overall. And in the past too, and especially the fall meet at Delmar. When we get to the fall meet, I like that because you get like Chad will ship a few monsters out there, and it's after the Breeders' Cup, so maybe some of the horses that weren't quite good enough or didn't make it are still able to run, and they need somewhere to run, and so Delmar is a place for that in the fall. Then we got Kentucky Downs coming up. That's a very boutique meet and really interesting. You have some crazy things happen there, and we were talking, me and Scotty and Justin, about how important fitness is at Kentucky Downs. It is extremely important because their turf course has a lot of nooks and crannies and uphill and downhill. And I mean, you have to be 100% fit to win there, no doubt about it. And then we go to Keeneland in October for that meet. And it's short. I think it's only about 4 weeks leading up to the Breeders' Cup. And then I'll be out at Delmar this year again. We do not want to miss a Breeders' Cup. That's our Super Bowl. Actually NHC is kind of our Super Bowl. The Breeders' Cup's like, whatever. It's it's also Super Bowl because the BCBC is out there as well. So if it's possible, we have 2 Super Bowls. And then after that, I'll play some Delmar and take off December, but that's when the championship meet's starting up at Gulfstream again. So our season really never ends, let's be honest. Oh, right. A and B tracks. Yeah, and I have been watching Arlington a lot this summer. I was there 2 weeks ago with Greg, and Greg's actually going to be giving away his best play of Saturday on Arlington's card. I'll show you guys a couple times. I'll show you now, and then I'll show you. Actually, let's finish this pick 5 first, and then we can get to that. Okay, we're going 5 furlongs on the turf here. I'm checking for changes. We got quite a bit of jockey changes. We got 1 cutback here. The system is wanting us to spread here with the 1, 3, 4, and 5. I'm trying to play against the 4. I can't ignore the win percentage and the top Scotty pick on this 1. And so where I'm looking at is, okay, what other 2 horses am I gonna find in here that could do some real running? And this 9 horse is coming out of a lot better company on the dirt, but I'm not going to really care about that race. And so I think that's where you've got to really, as a handicapper, determine what info you're taking in and what info you're tossing. I'm going to toss all these efforts on the dirt because I don't care how he ran on the dirt when he's coming over to the turf. And so I don't care that he ran against 64. We're going after 58, and he has not gone after anything close on the turf yet. He's coming out of a win after he was bumped at the gate at a 54 group, so he was well meant there. and that was his third start off of a layoff. I'm thinking that that was probably the peak effort for Miss Carousel, but she's good as anybody to win this race. Let's see here. We get Kyle Fry on the 5. Definitely using the 3. I think the 3 from a class perspective definitely fits here. You've got Rispoli, who's going to be aggressive. This horse is cutting back from 6 and 6.5, going 5. So the 3 is definitely going to be on our ticket. And I think I'm going to be, man, I don't know what to do with this 4 because this is a horse I don't want to get beat by because he shows a lot of speed and we are going 5 furlongs. But when he's ran 5 or 5.5 in the past, he hasn't really done anything. And so I think I'd feel like a fool if I left this horse off, but man, I'd sure love to beat it. All right, let's get rid of some runners here. This horse shows some speed. This is another one that can run at 5. It's another horse for Redham Racing. So here's the thing. You've got owner, Redham Racing, and breeder on the 8. And then if we go, I thought that there was another Redham Racing horse in here as well. Yep, Miss Carousel. Okay, here we go. We've got an owner that has 2 in. One's going to show speed. The 8's going to the lead to inject pace. So the 8's going to try to ruin the race for the 4, most likely, and maybe carry it on. And then the 9, I think, is who they're trying to set this race up for. Corner. This horse is dropping down, but not one that really piques my interest. He showed speed at a mile, but not sprinting type of speed. So I think this one's kind of left in the dust here. This is who I'm going with here. I like this setup. 1, 3, 8, 9. Any criticism on that one, or? Okay, Tony's asking, what did I like in race 1 at Del Mar? In race 1, we gave out the pick 3 ticket. I believe that we had the 1, 2, 4, 6. I believe is who we had there on the pick 3. Let me double check that. Yes, 1, 2, 4, 6 is who we liked there. Okay, let's get back to this pick 5 and get this taken care of. 2 more legs. I agree, Junior. Kentucky Downs is crazy. It's crazy fun to watch, but like handicapping it, it's even crazier. That's so crazy. All right, I'm on to the 4th leg, race 7 at Del Mar. This is another claiming race. This is like claiming day Thursday or something. And they're going 6 furlongs on the dirt, 3-year-olds and up. Your top Scotty pick is Joe Don Looney, Abel Cedillo riding. Let's take a look at these horses and see who can eliminate first. This is a horse where Hot Pastrami is the top win percentage. Sounds good right about now. Okay, forgot to eat lunch today. It's been a busy day. Had a lot of storms go through, so our phones have been ringing off the hook for claims at the insurance business. So glad I stayed up late last night handicapping. Okay, this horse showed speed in his maiden claiming. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot with showing speed. Realize it's very important at Del Mar. You know, we've been saying all meat, you do not want to come from more than a couple off of it if you had the choice. Scotty Longshot here, the 2, chasing frame. Has run against the same type of company, but really hasn't scared. Just deny all their claims. Yeah. No, I'm the advocate fighting for the people. I want him to get paid. I've had two claims this year. My basement flooded, and now I don't think I'm gonna have to file one, but I did anyway just in case for tree removal. But yeah, the tree that fell down yesterday. Stick to horse racing. Yeah, yeah. We got to stick to what we're good at, you know. Oh, this is a competitive race. I think you know, if you look at the EE morning lines here, a lot of these horses are 10-1, and then look at this 8-5 off of a 4-1 morning line. So let's figure out why the system likes this horse so much. Workouts are tremendous. His SORs are a lot higher than what he's going to be going against here. He's the top Scotty pick. And if we're looking at it from a GSR perspective, he's about mid-pack. This is a total class play. Horse is going to be out near the lead. He's gone against tougher and couldn't get the lead. This is a need the lead type, though. So let's see if we can find any other speed in this race. The 5 shows speed, but it's cheap speed. All right, Ashley's Valentine, another cheap speed type. All right, is this Peter Miller? Did this horse scratch? We had no EE morning line for him. Hot Pastrami, he's going to show speed as well. But if we look at the races that Hot Pastrami is coming out of, he's winning against a 38 group. And he's only racing his main specials against a 42 and a 48. So for me, Hot Pastrami is a non-contender here. What's up, James? How you guys doing? You guys got to tune in. When we're done here, I'm going to give out Greg Olson's best bet at the Arlington Million Saturday. So you want to stay tuned for that. Okay, Cybertruck. Coming out of 50 groups, coming from turf to dirt for the first time. And his dirt pedigree is a little bit worse than the turf one, okay? Turf, he's a 67. He's a 70 going 6 furlongs, and he's only a 56 going 6 furlongs on the dirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the class that he went against on the turf, which was about equal to this 50 to 58 group. He threw 166 in there. He's really not beating these at these levels. I don't think the 10's a player. Awesome Beach, Maldonado for Hess. Hess finally got some wins. Another speedster on the dirt. 4% win, 10% E or 10-1 EE morning line. I think the 3's interesting, Patrick. So they moved him off of the dirt and onto the turf for a couple of starts, still sprinting, and he just didn't like the surface, it looks like. I mean, if you look at his effort 3 back, slammed both sides. That's where you'd have to open up the replay and say, what does slam both sides mean? I mean, did he just get pinched at the start? Because that's what it sounds like to me. And so if we forgive that race, and then he was in a massive pace duel, and then tired against the 68 group, this 4 is a must-use for me at 12-1. Or excuse me, this 3. 3 is going to be on the ticket. What do you guys like to do in your handicapping? Are you, when you're using the tool, just let me know how you're using the tool, okay? When you see the entries come up, you know, we all have names and trainers and connections that familiarize us, and we kind of start visualizing the race from there. That's how I get started, is I see who comes out and everything. And then I will use EquinEdge system, and I'll watch replays. And so for me, with EquinEdge, I get all the data that I need to make me dangerous. And then I also, that's where the science I pair with the art of watching a visual replay. And so I think marrying those two together is a really good handicapping style to have. But tell me, what's your handicapping style? Okay, the 9, Golden 9, corner with Pfeiffer. This horse has been all over the place. Houston, Arlington Park, Del Mar. Wedding groom. Why can't this horse win? I'm tossing the turf start. I'm not looking at the 8 furlong dirt races. I'm just looking at his sprints. Dueled 3 to 4 wide, stumbled a bit. This 11 could win. All right, here's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go Mullins. He's dangerous. Just double checking some last things here. We're gonna be aggressive here. 3, 8, 11. If this ticket doesn't hit, come find me at Arlington on Saturday and I'll buy you a beer. All right, on to the leg. How are we going to get paid? All right. Oh, Ronnie, how's he handicap here? He goes, I think horse running style and pace of the race is the top of his list when it comes to handicapping. Class is second. Everything else is third. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Finding out what a horse wants to do, and pace makes the race. It is always made the race, and it always will. There are very few horses that can actually overcome adversity when things don't go their way. It's a good point. Cindy says, watch out for the one he breezed back, and they're just maintaining him. That would be in race 7. Yep, good point. What I was wondering is if the horse scratched because I didn't have an EE morning line for the horse, or if it was something else there. But no, I definitely agree. If the one's in the race and Peter Miller on the claiming game, you definitely don't want to get beat by him. Okay, race 2 at Saratoga. Who won this one? This was the 4 horse. Candy Flower. There's Mike Maker. The other maker, of course. We just talked about it earlier on the show. When a trainer has 2 and the higher price maker wins, it's like clockwork, guys. Yeah, okay. We got to throw the 1 in there. I thought the 1 was scratching, so thanks for letting me know that, Cindy. He doesn't. Oh, let's find out if he scratched or not. I'm pulling it up right now, so bear with me, guys. It would be race 7. Not until 8 p.m. tonight. Yeah, he did scratch. The 1 scratched. So that's what I thought. Whenever you see something blank on the screen there, you know something happened with the entry. So, all right, we're on to the last leg. How is Del Mar going to pay us today? All right, we got to eliminate Hulk. He's only 1%. He must not be in Hulk form then. All right, get rid of him. Swiss Sue, Laker Mamba. Do. Do we get another scratch here of this 10 horse for JJ and Simon Callahan? I hate scratches. Yeah, he scratched too. All right, that makes this race a lot simpler. Now we're handicapping a 6-horse field. Crew Dragon is the top Scotty pick and the EE morning line favorite off of a 5-2 morning line. You have Umberto Rispoli riding for John Sadler, and this is for Ronas Racing. Great connections. This horse ran in the Oceanside opening weekend at Del Mar and really gave a great effort in a non-graded stakes race. And so Crew Dragon's going to be tough to beat. Hockey Dad, Mario Gutierrez. Also ran in the Oceanside. So he ran in the Lexington as well in the synthetic that King for a Day won. Ran, or excuse me, not the Lexington. I think that was King Fury. Then King for a Day won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. So this horse ran on dirt, ran on synthetic. Didn't really like the dirt at all. Getting back to the turf now. Finished fourth at 20-1 behind Crew Dragon. I'd like to watch that replay and see, really, did the one even factor? Scotty Longshot's the 6 here. DeSormo for Vladimir Cern. Not really facing the same class. Little class uptick there. Can't leave this horse off. See, this is the horses that are coming from overseas. Really hard to tell, especially even grouping together who they faced. I think this 2 is going to be tough to beat with Rispoli. I really do. But I'm not going to get beat by this 3. Okay, guys, here's the ticket. Let's throw the 3 on there. Boom. All right, $72. There we go. Hit it, guys. Let's talk about. Oh, there's Greg. Greg's back. He can answer that daily double. Out of all the wagers in horse racing, which wager is my favorite type? It is the daily double. Greg knows this. I text Greg every single day we talk horses. The daily double is by far my favorite. Daily doubles first, and then rolling pick 3s are second. When I finished second in the Pegasus contest, I had rolling doubles from Tide of the Sea to Colonel Liam, and then from Colonel Liam to Knicks Go. And so they were paying enough to where if one of them didn't win, I was, if Tide of the Sea didn't win, or if I could cash one of those, it was going to be significant. And I like that you can, I came from the financial planning background and market making, that you can actually see the market live in the will pays or the probables. So I know what I'm going to get paid. Unlike a pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, where I could get my money back, or I could, hit for tens of 20s of thousands of dollars. I really like the daily double because it's predictable and it's quick and it's easy. The more legs you go in a parlay, the harder it is to actually complete it. Yep. That's it. And I like to single as well. And so I think that's what's different about me as a horse player, is that I do lose. I don't cash tickets as often as other people cash tickets, I would say. I'm not a big spreader. I don't like giving up my ticket equity. I like finding the opinion and hammering it with 2 singles or a straight single pick 3. I've hit pick 4s with 4 singles, and so I'll play the ticket 50 times. And so for me, that's fun because I'm not just trying to catch a ticket. If you're just trying to catch a ticket, play it for 50 cents and then spread and see if you can catch a bomb. And so everybody's got a little bit different style, and that's what's cool. All right, let's look at Arlington on Saturday. Now that we've got a little bit of time here, we've been on since 12:30. Well, actually 12:45. So I was a little bit late getting my speakers going. And we're going to look at Greg Olson's best bet of the day. This is Arlington on the 14th, race 4. All right, Richie's in the house. 45%. Morning line 8-5, but I don't think he's going to be an odds-on favorite. I think you're probably going to get 2-1 on this horse. Larry Ravelli, leading trainer in Chicago for a long time. Let's see how Greg thought this race was going to pan out, and here we go. This is Greg Olson. He's a handicapper. He's been doing it for a long time. Let me make sure we get this. He's been going to Arlington for 38 years. And this Saturday, he's going to be attending his last Arlington Million with his family and his friends. And he'd like to share his lock of the day with you guys. And so he's an EquinEdge follower, subscriber. He says that his play of the day is in race 4. He's going to be playing a $10 try, the 8 over the 2 over the 1, 4, 6. And then backing up his ticket with the 2 over the 8 in an exacta, just in case the 2 gets up and noses the 8 at the wire. What he sees happening in his write-up here is that he sees the 3 and the 6. This would be Luis Saez and James Graham boogieing on the front end and creating a big speed duel up front, and that Loveberry on the 8 is probably going to sit a length or 2 behind and then stalk and then pass them in the stretch. And then what he sees is this DeVille, the 2 horse, sneaking up the rail with Constantine Roman aboard and either coming up for second or maybe nailing the 8 on the wire. He sees a maximum pace collapse. And so that's Greg's opinion on race 4 at Arlington on Saturday. The Million race is going to be fun. I mean, this is what it's all about, guys. I mean, I know it's only 600,000 Mr. D stakes, but I cannot wait to see domestic spending run. He is impressive, and I think he's just getting better too. Pratt's coming to town to ride for Chad. I was at the last Arlington Million. This was 2019 when Bricks and Mortar won, and Chad Brown ran the late pick 4 by himself. So that was pretty cool to see. Yep, you're right. You're right, Ronnie. I'm a grinder. I have a very short-term memory on those two. So, you know, if it's going good, it's going good. If it's going bad, we're moving on. He likes the pick 4s, pick 5s, and pick 6s. That's also a good thing, Ronnie, because I really like to enjoy myself when I'm at the track. And so I will do all my handicapping a couple of days prior, and then I'll only adjust if I see scratches. And so that way I get to the track, I go put in my bets, and then I go out, I watch the race, I come right back to the paddock and see the horses getting saddled again. And for me, the racetrack is an experience. And when we didn't have it with COVID for such a long time, it was tough. I mean, I'm used to going all the time, and I realized how much it still means to me to be there in person. And so, yeah, I like that strategy, Ronnie, where I get ready and put my tickets in. And then if I see certain things throughout the day, then yeah, you got to have your spot plays. But yeah, Lee, no, absolutely. Some of my best hits ever have been small plays. I mean, there's times where I'll do $100 daily double and I'll miss, but then I'll do like a $20 daily double and it'll pay $1,000. It's like, okay, why am I not doing this smaller denomination? So yeah, no, absolutely. It's you know, you got to play it within your budget and make sure it stays fun. Okay, Keith, he's alive to the 1 and the 2 at Saratoga. Let's go. Get it. And any opinions on the Arlington Million or Beverly D? Me and Justin are going to get to this later tonight, guys. So if you can tune in at 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be live probably for an hour and a half or so, talking about the Million card. And Ronnie's asking if we see bias at Saratoga. Early pick 5, they're winning on the inside. No, I haven't seen the first 2 races, Ronnie, but let's hop over to Saratoga. Why not? I got time. Just have to, you know, chop up a tree this afternoon and make sure all of our clients are getting paid. Okay, that's Saturday. Let's go back to Spa. Has anybody been to the Spa this year? I didn't make it up there this year. I was a little disappointed. I chose Del Mar because I wanted to see Scotty and Justin and my aunt and uncle. And so I do not regret it one bit, but I will not miss the Spa next year. Ooh, Simply Ravishing. Okay. So now let's look at this. Morning line 7-2, 57% win. EE morning line even money, and you're getting 3-2. Look at the class drop for the Simply Ravishing. Here's the question. Is she the same horse that she was last year? If we look in her start in the Ashland, I mean, she lost by 20 lengths. That's just not how this horse ran at all. And her 2 closing efforts at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, And then at Churchill around Thanksgiving weekend, we're very subpar. I don't know if she's the same horse. We're going to find out. Nobody has kept up with her class-wise. My gosh, this could be Dancing Kiki. This could be the Scotty long shot here. Mike Maker, who's on fire, and a horse that looks to be improving. But they're going 9 furlongs. That's going to be a question for Dancing Kiki. Mrs. Orb, Dylan Davis. Yeah, this is a race where I'm probably gonna sit out and watch. Maker just won the last on Candy Flower, who was the top Scotty pick. 25% win, 2-1 EE morning line. Hit it right on the exact odds. I mean, that's one thing I tell the guys is that our morning line is so accurate. I mean, it knows where the public money's going. I mean, it's dead on. I mean, it had it for the 4, it had it for the 7. The 1 was a half a denominator off, and then the 2 and the 3 are right there. And I mean, this is awesome, this morning line. So Scotty Longshot wins the first, Scotty Top Pick wins the second, and that daily double just paid $52 for a buck. And now we're on to Simply Ravishing. Let's see if we see anything later in the card here, because I didn't look at Saratoga today. I looked at Del Mar last night for today. I looked at Saratoga for Saturday, and I looked at Arlington for Saturday. And I watched replays of till like 2 in the morning. So Chocolate Cookie. I like this horse today. This is the second Scotty pick. You get Irad Ortiz for Todd Pletcher. It was Irad's birthday yesterday, and he won the last race. If you're broke, you can always sleep on the beach. I've not done that yet, but hey, you know what? Hotels are getting expensive for the Breeders' Cup, so I might have to. I need to hit a few daily doubles so I can get a hotel for the Breeders' Cup. Man, those are expensive. They're like $500 plus a night down there at Del Mar. I might just have to sleep at the track. I love the spot too, Mike. It is fantastic. Yeah, I like Chocolate Cookie in this race. The top pick is Spongy, and this is Joel for Mott. I like the 1 better. I really do. I like it. I like him a lot. See if we can maybe get a little bet going here. Are you guys for or against Simply Ravishing? Because I feel like just singling her and starting a new bet is not any way to make value. So I'm either going to skip her or single her, but I mean, we're really not getting much value. Because I would look at, if I liked the 1 here, Chocolate Cookie, I would look and see what Simply Ravishing is paying into Chocolate Cookie to determine if I need to structure my ticket in a certain way, or if I should just skip the race. So for me, if I'm looking at the EE morning line of 3-1, and that's the morning line, I'm probably going to get 5-2 on this horse. All right. So in order for me to play a daily double, I need to get at least double that if I'm going to single Simply Ravishing. And so as of right now, the 2 into the 1 is paying $8. So I could see that as a potential play. I really could. 13 minutes to post. Okay, then we get to race 5, maiden special weight. First thing I do to maiden special weights, I always go to the GSR tab. All right, let's see who's running. Chad Brown's got a first-time starter out of Into Mischief. Chad Brown in the dirt, I stay away from a little bit. I really love him on the turf, but on the dirt, I don't really have much success. McPeak's got another one, Wicked Bobby. Okay, let me skip this race here. Mijos is running later on. I think we might have to put something in here. You guys let me know. Is Simply Ravishing gonna win this race? 3-2. I'm checking out how she looks on the track here, and looks like McPeak's getting her saddled right now. Acacia's talking about her. She looks revved up. She looks really revved up. Hmm. Yeah, Keith, I was disappointed with Mr. Buff yesterday too. Yeah, I had the 3 horse Seafoam in an exacta with I believe it was the 1 who got third, and so I was like, ugh, that horse was just the best speed. I mean, and Joel did it last time going 9 furlongs. That was a nice price on Seafoam. Simply Ravishing is where your money goes to die. So tell me, who wins then? Who is it? Mrs. Orb? So if Simply Ravishing's done, is it Dancing Kiki? Is I'm watching the replay right now again of Dancing Kiki going 7 furlongs last time out. She sits about mid pack, okay, and then just kind of angles out at the top of the stretch and rolls by all these horses. Is Dancing Kiki getting better? That's what we have to decide. I don't think she's gone 9 furlongs before. So let's see. Let's see what the GSR Plus is telling us about these horses. If we can beat Simply Ravishing, huh, I mean, she's got an 82 GSR. Okay, the longer the better for Dancing Kiki. That's a good sign. And it's Mike Maker. All right. Maiden Beauty for Falcone. I know that Simply Ravishing is a short price and has not shown up in her last 2 starts, but this is now non-graded stakes. Where is she using Lasix for the first time? Hmm. Yes, we can check the 7 in the 5th race. James, Cozy's Attitude, Joel for Baker, 5-1 morning line. Look at that workout, 2 and 3 back. Gate works too. Then the last one was just a maintenance work. This horse is ready to fire today. 12% win, 4-1 E morning line. What happened in the race prior? 6-7 wide, tired. Yeah, I'd be tired too if I was running in the middle of the track, especially that early. Top GSR. I like this. I like it a lot. I wonder why the system's hating the 8 so much, this Wicked Bobby. Diodoro. You gotta watch out for this horse here. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play pick 3. I'm still on the fence about this Simply Ravishing. She's got to win this race, right? I mean, if she's, we're talking about the Saratoga due handicap for 100,000. You know, we're not talking about the Alcibiades that she won by 6.25 at Keeneland. You know, we're not talking about the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies here. Cindy's asking, Greg, what the turf is going to be like on Saturday? Will it be firm? We've gotten some rain the last couple of days, but I think that might be over. And so I think that it's going to be nice and firm come Saturday. One thing that the jockeys always say about Arlington is it's the nicest turf surface in the country. And they do a great job there. Their grounds crew is phenomenal. And so I'm looking for some great turf racing. And I have a cold exacta for the Million. I like the 9-horse Armory to run a huge race. I think the Armory's in the exacta with domestic spending. Okay. If Simply Ravishing doesn't win here, I don't know that she ever wins again. I mean, this has got to be the softest spot because I'm trying to make a case for all these other horses for you guys, but I can't. I can't do it. I can't even do it for Mrs. Orb. Not Not against Simply Ravishing. I mean, my gosh, look at him. 88, 82, 78. Won at an 82. And you get science. Sure would love to beat her, but man. Isn't it just a free square? That's what I see it as. 2-5. Wow, okay, the eights. Okay, let's look at Mrs. Orb here real quick then. We got time. We got 6 minutes. Dylan Davis, who's been riding good since his injury. 8.5 at Pimlico last time out. Mrs. Orb kind of sits mid-pack, kind of similar running style to, and then she opens up in the stretch. Barely wins over Trolley Ride. I mean, come on, these horses aren't. This isn't even the same league, guys. Unless Simply Ravishing has just gone absolutely the wrong direction. The system still says that the fair value on this horse is even money, and we're getting 8-5. I think I'm going to use her in a multi race. Now the 8s or the 5 went favored. Surprise Boss. Lascano, no thanks. Regenerate. 6, 7. Okay. This is the ticket that I'm going to play here. I'm just going to play a little $4 pick 3. Let's see if I can remember my password. Yep, of course. I can never remember passwords. I got to put it in on my phone. I will just take a second here. All right, pick 3. We're going to go Simply Ravishing with Chocolate Cookie. And then I'm going to use the 6, 7, 9, 10. $4 base. I'm going to play it a few times. Keith, would I consider a win bet on the 2 at 8-5? No, I wouldn't. I don't like betting horses that could be going the wrong direction as a win bet, and number 2, betting a horse that short of a price. Why bet the win when if you can try to use the system to get the winner in the next race? As we see, we're getting 8-1 in a daily double, the 2 into the 1. So if you like the 1 in race 4, then you're getting $9 now, probably even 10 by post time. And so I'm going to try to leverage those odds, and instead of taking a win bet at 8-5, favorites only win 30% of the time, or 32%. It's something very low like that. And so I definitely wouldn't recommend a win bet there. What I would use it as a free space in a multi-race wager. So for me, I'm playing this pick 3 right now, and we're going to see if we can get Simply Ravishing home to start it off, and then I'm probably going to log off with you guys and get to work, and then I'll see you guys back at 9 o'clock after this race goes off. But we got about 2 minutes to post. Okay, with 6, 8, 9. Okay. There we go. Bet placed. Cool stuff. So what I'll do here is, like, I'm putting $50 down. I put a $10 pick 3, and then I did a $10 daily double. So just in case in the main race that the 6, 7, 9, or 10 doesn't come through and my 2 singles win, I want to make sure I get paid. So I did a $10 daily double along with a $10 pick 3, but the $10 daily double is essentially to back up my bet if my 2 strongest opinions win. What I'm looking for here is to beat a favorite in the 3rd leg and get paid, maybe the 10-1 at Diodoro, maybe 5-1 on the 7. Cindy says, I seen jockey impressed when handicapping a race. Is that a big tool? Yes, it is. It's more or less jockey style on if I think a jockey is going to fit a horse's running style. That's very important to me, because if we look at percentages over the course of a year, a good jockey's winning at 25% and a bad one's winning at single digits. And so I'm really going to question the quality of the jockey, first off, the experience, and how their current riding form is. Are they winning a lot? Are they taking horses to the front? Is their internal clock extremely good right now? And so, yeah, jockey handicapping means a lot, because essentially they're the one that's piloting horse. It's kind of like driving your car, or it's kind of like an Uber driver with a 5-star rating, Some jockeys are 5 stars, some of them are 1. Okay, looks like Mrs. Orb is going favored now. So we're actually going to get Simply Ravishing as the 2nd favorite. And I think that's fantastic. Trying to pull the race up now. See if we can watch this live. Okay, can you guys hear me? All right, can you guys hear me again? Just let me know if you can. That race, the 1, Dancing Kiki. Wow, Simply Ravishing is going the wrong way, guys. The wrong way. Dancing Kiki got it done. That horse, we didn't know going 9 furlongs, and so she was impressive going 7, stepping up from a claiming race. And so the Scotty long shot was live. Horse was 7-1. It's probably what the horse should have been. I mean, that's a Scotty long shot there. I was having a hard time getting past the 2 and the 5. But hats off to Mike Maker for another win. My goodness. It's insane what he's doing this meet. The Saratoga is the, what do they call it? The graveyard for favorites and your wallet. 12% win. Came out a weaker. So this one horse, the only thing I said positive about this one is that it looked like she was improving, but she had to drop down a class level, a significant class level. She's dropping from 68 down to 52 on the dirt, and now she just won at a 70. So I had a hard time getting to the one. I don't think I could have in this scenario unless you were spreading. And I mean, I probably the third choice in my opinion. So, but hey, you guys made a good case against Simply Ravishing, and Ronnie was right. Ronnie was right. He said he didn't even have the 2 on his ticket. And you know, I was going to give the 2 the benefit of the doubt because of the class drop, but she has not been improving. She's been going backwards, and looks like Simply Ravishing might be done. Inside speed bias is what Ronnie's saying today. Yeah, and Jose Ortiz on the lead. Nice ride by him. I'm sure. Ronnie, do you have anything rolling, Ronnie, with that 1 that you single, or did you use just the 1 and the 5, or? That was a nice play. So, yep, I should have stuck to my guns on that where I said, you know, Simply Ravishing, there's really no value adding her there, but, you know, I thought she was just going to be a standout, and I think she finished dead last. So, hey, you got to take a swing sometimes, guys. But no, that 1, congrats to anybody who got to that 1 because I had a hard time getting there. Out of blame. So you know that the mile and an eighth was not going to be an issue. Yeah, nice hit, Ronnie. Nice hit. He went all except for the favorite. It paid $16. Let's see what this pick 3 paid. I think Ronnie's buying us drinks. Whew, $358. Wow. So you had the double or the pick 3, Ronnie? Wow, nice. Junior's got the 1 to start his pick 3. All right. Get it, guys. Oh, and Chocolate Cookie got bet down to 4 to 5. Darn it. That'd been nice to have singled as well. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, this was fun. I'll let you go now. We'll be back on at 9 o'clock tonight. And so Ronnie still got his pick 4 going. Nice. Singled the 2 in the next. So good luck, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in. We always appreciate it. We love talking to you guys and just talking through the races and handicapping and strategy and everything. And so thanks for letting us do this for you guys. All right. You guys take care. I'll see you later tonight.